Om Vasudevasutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatguru. So we are talking about concepts of Karma Yoga in chapter 3. Few points are which are very important from spiritual perspective. One is, no one can remain free from karma. There is nobody who can live without karma. When it says that yoga karmasu kaushalam, the dexterity or the skill of doing karma is yoga. Generally, when it comes to skill, people think efficiency in doing karma. Efficiency means to successfully do karma or to do karma in such a way that you have maximum effect or maximum profit or maximum, maximum people you can address also. Actually, skill in Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna says, the skill is yoga. What is the skill? Detachment is the skill. You do any karma. There are many people who do huge amount of karma, which a common man cannot think of because of their different kinds of powers. We can decide for our family, we can decide for our organization, but there are people who can decide about the country. So they are more powerful. Powerful in the sense, they are given a position by the society to decide on behalf of the country. So they are more powerful. Power is invested in them. So it is from quantitatively, if the unit could be there of measuring the karma, we may have 10, 15, 20 units and they may have in millions. So much power. And power could be of any type. That which gives you to be more effective is power. There is a Sanskrit term in our scripture. As you know, there is one Nyaya philosophy. Among the 6 philosophical systems, Nyaya is one. Nyaya doesn't mean justice. Nyaya is logic. So there is one philosophy. In that there is one word called Vyapti. What is Vyapti? That which is capacity to cover, capacity to envelop. How? It is not that this cloth is able to cover me. In this sense is okay, but meaning is not that. When technically it says about to cover, Ishavasyam idam sarvam, Ishavasyam. It is by God that everything is covered. So God becomes the cover. Not from that point of view. That without which the thing under discussion or thing which you perceive cannot exist. So parents cover the children. If no parents, no children. The cause becomes the cover. Cause becomes more powerful, cause becomes more important, So cause is supposed to be covering the effect. Covering in the sense of controlling up to certain extent. You cover this area. Means what you do? You look after that area. So, few aspects of karma. One thing, we must do karma. But who can do karma? And if the karma is something which is compulsory to do, then what is the biggest bondage? The biggest bondage is karma. So you are supposed to do it, you cannot be free from karma, and your biggest problem is karma. What is the solution? So that concept is discussed in these 3 shlokas. What is the goal? The goal is to reach your real nature or the self. Everything, that's why in the beginning I told, beginning in the sense when we started this Gita class, whatever we will talk anytime, this I have decided from 2017 onwards. Neither I have time nor you have time for any kind of scholarship. Good to be a scholar, but our purpose is to know how spiritually we can benefit from Bhagavad Gita. From that, there is the only aspect which I will like to think and discuss in my life, whatever I have to speak anyway. Why? So if the goal is to reach that perfection, if the goal is to reach that self, that I am the self, that is the goal. If that is the goal, so karma is an obstruction. But it's obstruction without which you cannot live. You have to have karma. But karma becomes an obstacle. That obstacle can be removed not by stopping doing karma, by doing karma with detachment. Spontaneously, whatever example comes to understand that aspect, I will give the example. It is neither that you renounce the karma completely, nor that you become one with karma, attached with karma, and karma takes over you, but rather in between, that you do karma, but you do karma with detachment. The whole game of our life is detachment. I repeat, detachment doesn't mean no connection with. Detachment is the correct attitude which is right in between of attachment and aversion. Remember once we discussed what is opposite to attachment. Detachment is not opposite to attachment. Opposite to attachment is aversion, hatred. I am very much attached to this. What is opposite? I hate it. But I have it. Neither I hate nor I have attachment. That is called detachment. And detachment is the way to follow, and which everybody has told in every possible way. All the great people have told the same thing in different ways. So, must do karma and must do with detachment. Why God created this, we don't know. We have no right to say why. You are already inside. If somebody is in deep waters, or somebody is in the well, and you ask him, "Sir, how did you come here?" That person will say, "That's not the question. The question is how you can take me out." We are already inside now. So no point of trying to find out why we came here. No. Swami Vivekananda says, logically you have no right to ask this question because you are already in. So question is how to go out of that. Detachment is the watchword. So, asakto hi acharan karma paramapnoti purusha. One who works with detachment, he attains the highest. Why it is said so? Goal is the same. The very goal of our birth is that. It doesn't matter which path you follow. It doesn't matter which course of life you follow. You may go straight, you may go with a big turn, or you want to just go round and round and do not want to reach the goal. Whichever way you travel the path, whichever way you want to walk. But goal is this. The goal is to realize what you are. Because if anything else is the goal, it ends with the end of your body, which is short-lived, 50, 60, 100 years lived. That cannot be the goal. Again, happiness is the goal. If your happiness in terms of senses and sense objects, Maya is this. Maya is this obstacle which doesn't allow us to understand this. There is no person who is a Maya. There is no species who are Maya. Maya is this understanding. Adi Shankaracharya beautifully writes in his commentary that what a great Maya is this, that scriptures everywhere says that you are Atman, but none of us can realize that we are Atman. And nowhere scripture says that you are the body, but still all of us think we are the body. So we are deluded with this ignorance. And this ignorance comes how? That also is said in one shloka. Sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. We are all deluded as soon as we take birth. When the question of duality comes, ignorance comes. When you are alone, there is no ignorance. A baby in the womb of mother is aware about the baby. Does baby is aware about mother? Being inside the mother. There is a famous story. In mother's womb there were twins. One is a jnani. So he says to the other child, brother, don't worry. You and me should be happy because we are always protected by mother. The second fellow says, what mother you are talking about? Can you see mother? No, you can't see mother. If you can't see her, then how to accept that she is there? So the first child says, you are in mother. You are surrounded by mother. The fellow said, I don't see any mother around me. Can you connect with Astika and Nastika conversation? When we say we are pervaded by God, God looks after us. One who doesn't believe will say, well, show me the God, show where it is. So, child being in the womb of mother is not aware about the existence of mother. Mother is aware about the existence of the child. In the same way, we are not able to understand that we are in God or we are God. Secondly, when we are born, immediately duality is created. Very simple action, very, very simple action from where the duality starts. Child is nothing but part of the mother. It is the mother's flesh and blood which creates this body. The child is mother in physically till the child is out. It remains in mother, grows in mother. As an intelligent human being, mother starts. Oh, me is one person, the child is another person. But physically, when child grows, is completely made of this. It is mother's flesh, it is mother's blood. So in that case, child and the mother are the same. Duality comes when child is born. There is one concept, it took years for me to understand. There is a concept of Shadvikara, 16 changes. Vikara means changes. What is that? Jayate, birth. Then comes Asti. Not only you are born, then you get an independent existence. Birth is not enough. Child is born, umbilical cord is cut. He becomes a separate individual entity. He gets a separate name. Though child was there for 8-9 months. Does he require visa to come from India? No. Child is there, no. After birth, the child has a separate existence. Then visa is required, even if it is 1 day old. 1 day before, child is inside. Doesn't have a separate existence. So, Shadvikara is Jayate Asti. Birth, existence. Then Vardhate. Child grows. Up to a certain extent can grow. Doesn't grow for the whole life. After a certain time, the growth stops. Changes come. Viparinamate. Then the graph goes down. They say, I don't know, medically you can see whether after 40 or what, or after what age, I don't know, that you start getting decay. The body start decaying. Jayate, birth, asti, comes to existence. Vardhate, grows. Viparinamate, then keeps on changing. Then apakshiyate, then decaying. And nashyati, and dies. The 6 stages are explained. Anyway, you can classify. Now we are all educated people. This is thousands of years before our forefathers drew the graph, how the human graph goes. So we have this individuality. Then we have our own senses. Child inside the mother's womb doesn't have a choice. What mother eats, from there child gets. Different way, but it gets. Do the child says, I don't like bitter gourd, I don't like sweet, I don't like this? No. it doesn't have a separate existence. So there is no individual opinion. But as soon as child is born, 2 or 3 children of the mother, all children different. One from childhood doesn't like to drink tea. One from childhood doesn't like to take tomato. You will find in the same family. If they are mother of the same, children of the same parents, how come their tendencies are not the same? So we say, physical body is given by the parents, but the soul which comes, there is another calculation of that. Yesterday I was talking to someone. So I told the same thing. Just pray that a good soul should come to your home. Somebody will come make your life miserable. But another child comes from childhood devoted to parents, well disciplined, intelligent, healthy, everything good. So here, asakto hi acharan karma paramapnoti purusha. One who does karma with detachment alone reaches the goal. He comes to know the self. But before that, before it is told, it says, Yastu atmaratireva syad atmatrishtascha manava. Manava, a person. Atmarati, who rejoices in the self. This aspect is telling two ways of looking at. One who doesn't rejoice in sense objects. That introspective nature doesn't come. We are all born extroverts. Famous sloka. There are few, 10-15 slokas of our all scriptures put together. Very pertinent slokas, if you can remember. Paranchikhani Vetrana Swayambhu, God created Khani. Khani means Indriyani. Paranchi, extrovert. God has created us extrovert. Why? Again, don't ask why. You have no right to ask why. You are created like that. Tasmat paran pashyati. That's why we all are extroverts. Kaschid dhiraha. Very few people. Antaratmanam ikshat. To realize paramapnoti purusha, to realize that highest. Avrita chakshu amritatvam ichchan. Avrita chakshu, not that they close eyes. The close eyes means they disconnect themselves with the sense objects. Now again, from spiritual perspective we are talking, that's why this kind of explanation comes. Avrita chakshu, he disconnects himself. I close my eyes, I cannot see you. Correct? So I disconnected myself from my objects of perception. Avrita chakshu, one who shuts down his senses, means disconnects his senses. Not only eyes, but all the senses. That's why these practices are told positive. Oh, today is Ekadashi, I am fasting. So you disconnect the taste sense from the food. Oh, I will not go out. Today I will spend time in my spiritual practice. So you disconnect yourself with outside world as much as you can. That's why, though funny way, but it is told that sometimes you should be free from this. Take yourself little time, be detached. You know you can't live without it. Could be. But you can live for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Before it occupies you, every now and then you have to say, excuse me, I can live without you. So shutting down yourself from the external world. Just for example, some of you may not have heard about it. There are some places for this purpose, for you to live in seclusion. What is seclusion? Alone, which Ramakrishna says. Sometimes you have to be in a secluded place alone. Alone means just alone, not with your spouse or not with your children. That is not seclusion. Seclusion is only you and your God maximum. You only. This concept is there. There could be many places in the life of all the great, whether they were Christian saints or Muslim saints or Hindu saints, they all lived once upon a time alone to do tapasya. What about the householders? Do they have a way to do that? Yeah, you have a way to do it. Take a break. 2 days, 3 days. Go to a place. I won't be available. Exclusively spend your time in doing japa, doing meditation, etc. COVID was a time. You are alone. But since you don't have a habit to remain alone, you keep on connecting yourself with the phone and other things. No, completely detached. I remember there is a place somewhere in Gujarat, in South Gujarat. The gentleman created an ashrama. In ashrama he has made small huts, disconnected by each other. No connection with each other. No wall is common wall. So one is here, another is near the temple, another is near the garage, another near the field, like that. You cannot even hear each other. And people choose to go inside that room for 7 days, 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 1 year. They go inside that small room and don't come out. Attached toilet is there. What you are allowed to take with you is only the books. No intoxicants are allowed. No cigarette, no alcohol, no tobacco, nothing. How? They will supply food 3 times a day. There is a very unique system. Think of this window, small window. That window is very wide. There is a door this side, there is a door other side. So, other side they open the door, put your food or water, whatever need to be put, and then lock it. You open from inside, take your food, and then lock it. So, food is supplied to you. If you have something required, I need medicine, it's up to you. You can go out but generally people don't go out, keep themselves healthy. People stay for months. This type of activities there are anyway. So, one who is happy within themselves. Now, external objects you are not connected with. What about enjoying within? Mentally enjoying the objects. It's up to you how you can cut down. So, not only external objects, but even the impression in your mind about the object and enjoying that. Earlier sloka came, mithyachara uchyate. Those who renounce external objects but enjoying through the mind, this is mithyachara, this hypocrisy. So here he says, yastu atmarati, one who is rejoices within. Rejoices in the name of God. This is possible only you have certain amount of spiritual practice, then only you can be repeating the name of God and be happy without any help of any external object. Is it possible? We are talking about this, but is it possible to live without any external objects' help and just be happy within? No person, no object like food or something to see or mobile phone or anything. Disconnecting with everything. Is it possible? And if I say that it is not only possible, but all of us have gone through it. All of us have gone through it. I remember somebody telling me, Swamiji, I am very much worried about one thing. What is that? What happens if I develop Alzheimer or dementia or something? I don't want to be in that condition. You already stayed in that way. I had never dementia. I don't remember that I have dementia anytime. I think, yes, you had. Remember and tell me one incident when you were 6 months old. You don't have any memory of that. No, I don't want to be dependent on somebody. You were dependent on your parents. Your mother will have to clean you few times a day. How do you say you are independent? You are not independent. You are completely dependent. So we have already passed through whatever we are going to pass through in the pretty old age. If God keeps you healthy, is fine. We have some Swamijis, for example, our President Swamiji, 95 years old, completely independent. Now takes a walking stick, otherwise never took walking stick also. But otherwise, all of us will be dependent on somebody in some day of our life. We started with dependence, we pretended to be independent in between, and then again we became dependent in the old age. So here it says, Yastu Atmariti Reva. This example is given in Yoga Vasishtha Ramayana. Vasishtha is telling to Rama. Rama is a student and Vasishtha is the Guru. Vasishtha says to Rama, be happy within yourself. You don't need to have any object with you. Rama says, how it is possible? I live without any object. Vasishtha says, you lived already. And who is your ideal? That 3, 4, 5 months old child. If you have a video where child sleeps, see in the morning what happens. Mother is fast asleep, father is fast asleep, child wakes up at 2 o'clock. Child cries only if it is either hungry or it has soiled the bed. Vasishtha gives example, that 2 months old child is smiling and throwing its hands and feet. Doesn't need any external object to be happy. We make him independent. You show something to him and child becomes happy showing that. After that, if you don't show that, then child is not happy. You see, you made him dependent. Now very bad practice is going on. I have nothing to say, but most of the families now, children in the primary schools or at least up to 5, 6 years, give a mobile phone. Child is busy in seeing the mobile phone and mother is feeding. Somebody, one house I went for lunch. So the child was brought and immediately mother gave the mobile phone. So I stopped eating. I said, I will not eat if you don't remove the mobile phone. No, she doesn't want to eat without that. You made him dependent on that. What kind of practice is this? Remove the phone, it will cry. Child will cry for 1 or 2 days. But it will. Tell her to concentrate in eating. Take one morsel of food, chew. These are the basic things. What it is eating, you do not know. You put in mouth, swallows. Mind is there on the mobile phone. So it is against this Atmarati. You be happy within yourself without object. That's why it is good. When you go to temple, you keep quiet and sit down. Maximum you think of God. To be happy with that, Atmarati, Atma Tripta, not only being happy, but being contented. There is another sloka when the quality of a devotee comes. That sloka is tushyanti cha ramanti cha. A true devotee is not only takes the name of God, but it is contented in taking the name of God, and it is happy in taking the name of God. You see, two aspects. One, I am happy and I am contented. What is contented? Contented means who is not looking for any other object to make him happy. That's called contentment. And happy. Not grumbling that I don't have any other object to be happy. Perfectly happy within themselves. Taking the name of God and be happy. If people call me, okay, don't call me, better. People send message, good. Don't send message, better. Eventually none of these contacts are going to help me. Correct? That is true. Good people, they respect, they love, everything is fine. But when my time will come of departure, none of them will be there to support me or help me to go happily. All those who are your contacts will pull you down. That's why you will find, I remember it was 1980, in December, there was a devotees convention in Belur Math. I was a delegate. So many Swamis, it was 3 days, so many Swamis came and spoke and all that. So we had a great Swami called Swami Atmanandaji, passed away. He came to the stage. About 10,000 devotees, mostly initiated, all over the world, they have come. So he told, how many of you want that more and more centers of Ramakrishna order should be there? All 10,000 raised their hand. How many of you are ready to send your son, if at all he wants to be a monk? All the hands came down. Why? Because the society wants to pull you down. Society is like an ocean. You may not have observed because we don't observe the ocean like that. What is the nature of the ocean? For example, there is a ship full of people in middle of the ocean, and the ship sinks, for example. What happens? If the shore is very far, people cannot even swim and come, so they drown. After that, what happens? The dead bodies are thrown, if not eaten up by the aquatic animals, then these dead bodies are thrown to the shore. Ocean never throws away any living being. But as soon as a being is dead, it will immediately throw. How ocean understands a person is dead? Society is like that. Society will not throw you away till you are useful to satisfy the needs of the society. As soon as you are useless, all the claims will come. Good for nothing, he is doing wrong thing, put him in the prison or keep him in the one place. Society doesn't want that. That's how the society is made of. Many of you may have read. If you have not read, we have started selling that book recently. You will find on the counter. Jonathan Livingstone Seagull. This is the name of the book. Richard Bach. More or less something like Mundakopanishad story. But this Jonathan is a seagull. Seagull is a bird, correct? And the seagulls, they fly always on the surface of the water. They don't fly very high. So that is what average human being is all about. But this Jonathan says, I want to fly high. So his parents, his relatives, they say, we are seagulls. We are not supposed to fly high. If you fly high, you cannot survive. So be happy in this, in our group, and fly 15, 20, 30 feet and be here. Jonathan said, I want to go up and up and up. Everybody protested. Just connect with a boy or a girl who wants to be a monk or a nun. The whole society is against. What is there? Leave this life. Do you think in a householder's life you cannot realize God? Do you think we are all bad people? What is there in becoming a monk? The whole society pulls you down. Same thing happened to Jonathan. But Jonathan said, no, I want to fly high. Jonathan started flying high. 1 day, 2 days, Jonathan did not come back. So the whole society, family, is angry on him. How can he break the law? How he can break this practice? We are seagulls, we don't fly high. How he can fly high? Jonathan is a seagull only, so came down after 1 day. They criticized him and they belittled him. Jonathan said, but I could go quite high. What is the meaning of going? You came back, no? Then final journey, Jonathan said, whatever happens, I will not come down. And Jonathan went up and up and up and up till he cannot see the ground. Then story is a story. Then 2 angels comes and takes Jonathan up to the heaven like this. Because he's a Christian writer, you see. So his limit is up to that. So idea is this. If a monk, successful, good monk, lived his life as a good monk, let him go back. He won't be accepted by the society. Today if I go back, I won't be accepted. You say, how it is possible? Yeah, really true. It's not their fault, it is the nature of the society. For example, you say, no, you are a monk, why you should be rejected? Okay, I come and stay in your house. First 2 days you are happy, first 1 month you are happy, then you will say, Swami, difficult in this house. Why can't we arrange for a place? Cannot accept. It's not that you do not want to accept. The society is not meant for that. So, Atmarati, Atmatripta, rejoicing in oneself and being contented and satisfied in that. Therefore, all the spiritual practices you will find, whatever is necessary you take. Take food, take shelter, everything is fine. But to be satisfied, contented and happy within, this practice is to be done. Wherever we are, not that only monks can do, you also can do. You have to find the way in which way seclusion can take place in your life. The spiritual retreat is not retreating. Retreat is to come back. The word retreat means to go and take shelter, to go and be away from your routine. To retreat is one word, retreated. Atmani evacha santushta, and he is satisfied in that. Satisfied means who doesn't need any other object of enjoyment. Then only tasya karyam na vidyate. For him only there is no duty. Otherwise we have a duty. Your duty will fall off. When you reach this state, nobody need to say whether you should do work or not. We are doing work, whosoever we are doing out of our desire, good or bad. But when you are completely satisfied within yourself, in the name of God, to more simplified statement. If you are satisfied in the name of God, then you don't have a duty to perform. Till then you have a duty. Why duty? Because you want the object of happiness. So you have to give something. Nothing comes free in this world. Duty is to pay the price of your enjoyment. Duty is to pay the price. If you are not interested in salary which your company gives you, why you should go and work? You go and work because you have a desire to get that salary. If you don't desire, don't go. Whatever we do, if it is out of desire, you have to pay the price. So when it says Atmarati, one who is happy within himself, means what? Even if there is no other object of happiness, he can still remain happy. Example given, just like that child doesn't need any object to be happy, just is happy. Cannot say my or our experience, but principally yes. One day I was in Argentina. So up to 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock noon, I don't see any human being. People don't come, gate is locked. Only one senior Swami is there. He is Atmarati Atmatushta. He is within. I can hear him sometimes calling to someone. But he remains easy. Just a cup of coffee and till lunchtime you don't see him. So I only wake up, I only open the door and pluck some flowers and do whatever my routine is I can do. So morning wake up at 5:30. I know 3-4 hours I won't be seeing any human being. It's not a spiritual something, it's a thought only. Don't make it anything bigger. One day I woke up, I didn't even put my foot on the ground. In the bed I was sitting and I felt I am happy. And I said, why am I happy? Is there any news? Is there any message? No, I didn't even touch the phone. What makes me happy? Sitting in the bed itself, started analyzing. Yes, I am happy, fine, but why am I happy? In waking state only you can take the name of God. When you are sleeping, you can't take the name of God. So I woke up today morning and I should be happy because in waking state, now Thakur, I can take your name. You do not need an external sense object. Don't mistake with you need a mantra to be happy, you need Sri Ramakrishna's picture to be happy. That is not sense objects in this sense of the term. So one Atmarati, one who is happy without any other sense objects. Atmatripta is satisfied, contented. Contented means without any sense objects also he can remain happy. Atmanievacha santushta, he is satisfied with that. Satisfied means he doesn't grumble, doesn't wait. In Kathopanishad there are 2 words called Asha Pratikshe Sangatam Sundritamcha. Asha and Pratiksha, there are 2 words. Asha is hope. What is the difference between Asha and Pratiksha? Asha is hope, Pratiksha is waiting. You wait for something whom you know it is coming, so you wait. Asha is, I don't know whether it will come or not, but I hope it will come. So these two have to be renounced in that sloka, it says. So one says Atmarati, Atmatripta, Atmanieva Santushta. They have to renounce this Asha and Pratiksha. I am waiting. I send a message, reply never came. So I am waiting for it, Pratiksha. Oh, I have helped that person earlier. I hope he remembers me. And if he doesn't remember, I start grumbling. So Asha and Pratiksha both we have to be free from. Tasya karyam na vidyati. If you reach that state, then only you don't have duty to perform. Swami Vivekananda says in one way, duty is a scorching sun which burns us. Seva doesn't burn you. Duty burns you. Duty is in response to what you receive. That action is called duty. Seva, you do seva, you don't need anything out of that. Many times in our yoga Sunday, when yoga course starts, I speak for 5 minutes. So always I want to remember that those who volunteer as instructors, we don't even look at them. We don't even smile at them. We don't even thank them. But still they come. Not 1 or 2 years. We have some who were coming for last 27 years. Every Sunday morning. What do they get? Money? No, we don't give any money. Any appreciation? No. Any promotion? No. That is seva, that is not duty. Duty is something which you do in response to get something. But here nothing to get. We monks many times, morning 5:30 to night, some celebration, some continuous works are meeting after meeting, this and that. People say, what gives you so much energy? What gives you so much enthusiasm to do work? No salary, no increment, no promotion. Then what is that with it? If it is seva, you don't look for anything. But duty you do, duty is when you want something out of your work is called duty. So tasya karyam na vidyate. For him there is no duty. One who is satisfied within themselves. Means what? Do they live without food? No. That small concept is there. We have to talk next because these 2 slokas more are there to understand this concept. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.